Alrighty. To run or not to run? That is the question. Whether we see Freddy Krueger coming out of our dreams, should we run or should we face him? There's a famous man or woman named Kitman, and he said, if God wanted us to be brave, why did he give us legs? I say this is a matter of having enough huevos to standing enough to whatever you're facing. Now, if it's something scary, like the boogeyman, like we've seen in the movie, then I suggest you run the hell out of there. But, let's say you're handling a kid that wants your lunch money. What do? You run, or you face up to him? This is a matter of courage, not like Courage the Cowardly Dog. He's scared, but yet he faces the monster that tries to attack Muriel or Eustace. What about us? We should have enough courage to face those attacking us or our loved ones. Do you simply just leave them suffering, or do you go rescue them? If Super Mario can handle a giant turtle to save his girl, why can't we? Well, of course, you don't have a princess to save, but is our girl or guy, whoever you're going for. Now, this is very important because if we stay fearful all our life, we can't move on because fear sometimes holds us back. It holds us back from many important things, like standing up for your rights. Things like protesting against the law you don't like. For example, like the biggest issue is Prop 8. A lot of people are standing up against it. Personally, I really don't care about Prop 8. I mean, I'm not that kind of person who's interested, but it seems to be a big topic nowadays. If people were too scared to even say a word about Prop 8, what would happen? People wouldn't care about it, but there's people that have enough huevos to stand up against the government and try to get the law to get passed. Or, another popular topic, with women especially, is clothes. Should I wear this? Should I wear that? Don't be scared of what you look like. Just wear whatever makes you happy. Don't care about what other people say about you. I have a really funny experience. When I was in high school, there was a rumor going around that we were going to have a food fight. And somehow they wanted me to be involved in it to start the food fight. So what should I do? Should I run away from it or should I stay at it? What I did is run away from it. But consequences was I was this close to getting hit by a piece of pizza in the face. Just in time, I ducked and it went flying and splattered all over the wall. It was not a pretty picture. So, what have we learned today? It is important to stand up to whatever our fears, to face the source of our fears, in other words. So if God wanted us to be brave, he gave us legs, not to run away, but to run towards our fear and to face our fear.
Salen de huevos. I don't have huevos.
She's tripping. I like Courage the Cowardly Dog. I don't know. Structure. Attention grabber. I need an attention grabber. Attention grabber. And I need the conclusion. 3 attention grabbers and a conclusion, and I'm good. Right, Mr. Kirkham? Probably. No, attention grabber and then because you said attention grabber like 2 times, and then you ended with conclusion. Okay, so. Have you seen that movie?
Koky, I like the variation on the quote that you have at the beginning, and there's an excellent transition to the quote that you're speaking on. You've got a point of view on it that you're expressing. That part's solid. I thought at first that you were going to have a preview, but as it went on, it turned out that wasn't your preview, and you just kind of dived into a bunch of examples. The examples are all pretty interesting, and I think you do a nice job talking about them, but they are very random, and it just seems like there's another one and another one and another one. And so there's not much of a plan or structure in the speech, but you do have some good ideas that you're sharing, and I thought that that was, that helps. You luck out sometimes, though, because you've got the examples that you can think of. It would be helpful, though, for the audience and probably you, especially if you had a different kind of topic, to give yourself more structure so it would develop more. On presentation issues, I thought you had good energy for the most part. There's a lot of variety in your voice, even though your range is fairly narrow. You've got good inflection, and that always adds to the interest in listening to people talk. It's paced very smoothly. There aren't a bunch of hesitations. You have some indicators while you're speaking, so they seem fine. I thought that your facial expression was actually pretty animated, and you had very good eye contact with the audience. In the first part of the speech, I think your anxiety was coming out in your feet, but probably a minute into the speech, your movement became a little bit more purposeful, and it seemed less like it was just nervousness and more like it was being connected to the way you were developing those ideas. See if you, when you watch your video, see if you can notice a difference in, from the way you're moving at the beginning of the speech to the way you're moving later on in the speech. It really feels like it's a lot more controlled in the second half of the presentation. I thought you had a good summary at the end of the speech and a nice exit also. All right.